The modern world celebrates busyness. Notifications flash, inboxes overflow, meetings multiply, and multitasking is worn like a badge of honor. We feel productive because we are always doing something, yet at the end of the day, real progress feels strangely absent. Cal Newport opens deep work by confronting this uncomfortable truth head-on. In a distracted world, the ability to focus deeply on demanding tasks has become both increasingly rare and incredibly valuable. And that single insight becomes the backbone of everything that follows. Newport begins by distinguishing between two kinds of work that quietly shape our professional lives. On one side is shallow work, emails, quick replies, meetings, status updates, low-value tasks that keep us busy but don't create anything meaningful. On the other side is deep work, activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive abilities to their limit and produce real value. Deep work is where breakthroughs happen, skills compound, and careers are built. The tragedy, Newport argues, is that while deep work is more valuable than ever, our culture is systematically eliminating it. He explains that the modern workplace is designed for constant interruption. Open offices, instant messaging, social media, and the expectation of immediate responsiveness make sustained focus feel almost rebellious. Yet history shows that nearly every meaningful contribution, whether scientific, artistic, or entrepreneurial, was created in long stretches of uninterrupted concentration. Newport brings forward examples like Carl Jung, retreating to a stone tower to think deeply, or authors and mathematicians who produced extraordinary work by fiercely protecting their attention. These stories aren't nostalgic anecdotes, they are evidence that deep work has always been the engine of excellence. From there, Newport introduces a crucial idea. Deep work is not just a habit, it is a skill. And like any skill, it improves with practice and deteriorates with neglect. Every time we give in to distraction, we train our brain to crave novelty and shallow stimulation. Every time we resist it and focus deeply, we strengthen our ability to concentrate. This is why many people feel incapable of deep focus today. Not because they lack intelligence, but because their attention has been fragmented by years of shallow habits. Newport then dismantles a dangerous myth of modern work culture, that connectivity equals productivity. He points out that many organizations reward visible busyness rather than actual results. Being quick to respond, attending many meetings, or maintaining an active online presence often signals value, even if none of those behaviors lead to meaningful output. He calls this the busyness as a proxy for productivity trap. Deep work, by contrast, is quiet, invisible, and often misunderstood, but it is far more impactful. The book then shifts toward the economic reality of the knowledge economy. Newport argues that three types of people will thrive in the future: those who can work well with intelligent machines, those who are best at what they do, and those who own or control capital. For the vast majority, developing rare and valuable skills is the path forward, and deep work is the fastest way to do that. Learning complicated things quickly and producing at an elite level both require long, uninterrupted focus. Shallow work cannot compete. As Newport builds this case, he also addresses a fear many people have, that stepping away from constant connectivity will harm their careers. He flips this assumption upside down. In reality, Those who produce the most valuable work gain leverage. When your output is exceptional, you can set boundaries, control your time, and protect your focus. Deep work doesn't make you irrelevant. It makes you indispensable. The second half of the book becomes more practical, showing how deep work can be intentionally cultivated rather than left to chance. Newport emphasizes that willpower alone is not enough. The environment must be engineered to support focus. This is where rituals, routines, and structure come in. Deep work thrives when it is scheduled, predictable, and protected. He discusses different philosophies of deep work, showing that there is no single right approach. Some people retreat completely, carving out long, isolated periods for focus. Others work deeply in rhythmic daily blocks, integrating focus into their routine like a non-negotiable appointment. Some adopt a journalistic approach, dropping into deep work whenever time allows. What matters is not the method, but the seriousness with which deep work is treated. Newport also introduces the concept of boredom as an essential training tool. Our constant reach for phones, at the slightest hint of discomfort, has destroyed our tolerance for boredom, and with it, our ability to focus. Deep work requires learning to be bored without seeking stimulation. By resisting the urge to fill every empty moment with distraction, we retrain our brain to sustain attention when it matters most. One of the most striking arguments in the book is Newport's stance on social media. Rather than asking whether a platform offers any benefit, he asks a more powerful question. Does this tool significantly support the things that matter most in your professional and personal life? If the answer is no, it doesn't deserve your attention. This craftsman-like approach to tools encourages intentional use instead of passive consumption. Newport isn't anti-technology. He is anti-mindless adoption. He also challenges the assumption that deep work must consume all of life. In fact, he argues the opposite. By working deeply for limited, intense periods, we can achieve more in less time, leaving room for rest, relationships, and reflection. He stresses the importance of downtime, explaining that the brain continues to solve complex problems subconsciously when we rest. Ending work at a fixed time is not laziness. It is a productivity strategy. As the book progresses, Newport becomes increasingly firm about eliminating shallow obligations. He encourages ruthless prioritization, learning to say no, and reducing low-value commitments. Not every email deserves a reply. Not every meeting deserves attendance. Not every opportunity is worth attention. This mindset can feel uncomfortable at first, but it is essential for reclaiming focus. Newport also emphasizes that deep work is meaningful on a human level. There is a quiet satisfaction that comes from full engagement with a challenging task. In a world of constant distraction, deep work offers a sense of craftsmanship, pride, and purpose. It reconnects us with the joy of mastery and the fulfillment of creating something that matters. As the book approaches its conclusion, Newport ties everything together with a powerful reminder. The ability to concentrate is a form of freedom. When you control your attention, you control your time, your learning, and ultimately, your life. Deep work is not just a productivity philosophy. It is a resistance against a culture that profits from distraction. In the end, deep work leaves the reader with a clear, almost urgent message. the world will not become less distracting. If anything, it will demand even more of our attention. Those who passively accept this reality will drift into shallow lives filled with noise and exhaustion. Those who deliberately cultivate deep work will stand apart, producing work of lasting value and living with intention. The choice is not abstract. It is made daily in small moments, every time we decide what deserves our focus.